Officers Association. The 77th Division has always been known as New York's own. It was started up just in the beginning of World War I, and was the first division that was set up, first so-called national division, which included people that were mostly draftees, conscripts, and enlistees. It was not a regular Army one. It was the equivalent of a reserve type of division. And it was made up almost entirely of people from the New York metropolitan area. People of every type of background, including many who hardly spoke English, who had just come to the United States. And it was the most notable of just about every division that fought in France in World War I. The famous Lost Battalion was part of the 77th Division. In World War II, the 77th Division was one of the Army divisions that invaded Iwo Jima. Most divisions followed on to Marine divisions. The 77th went into Iwo Jima on its own with other supporting divisions on different parts of the island. Ernie Pyle, whom some of you may know is the great journalist of World War II, was with the 77th Division, and unfortunately he died at Hiroshima. Was right by the Iwo Jima thing, and there are memorials to him and so on. At Fort Totten, which is in Queens, New York, is the Ernie Pyle Army Reserve Center. So far as we know, it's the only Army Reserve Center in the United States that's been named after a civilian. Our organization tries to maintain the heritage of the 77th, which for many years commanded all the Army Reserve Division, all the Army Reserve units within the state of New York and some in other states. But almost always the division has been New York State oriented, and we try to keep that alive. We still on this past D-Day, June 6th, we started another tradition. In the jubilee of the invasion of Normandy, the 50th year anniversary, the French government created a special medal for Allied forces members who had been involved in the Battle of Normandy. And that was called, because it was the 50th year, the Jubilee of Liberty Medal. And in order to get that medal, though, the veteran had to go to France and be there for the anniversary ceremonies. After a few years, a French veterans organization of Normandy, French Army organization, there were Free French that were fighting along with other Allied nations and the United States. And they felt it was, in a way, unfair that many of the veterans who could not get over to France could not receive that honor. And they worked out something with the French government. The French government had said, well, all the medals were minted, it's over, you know, that's it. And they said they would assume the responsibility of making sure that the people that got the medal were qualified for it, and that it was presented properly at a proper ceremony as we're conducting today. One of the requirements is not only does the veteran have to be present, but that there has to be a French government official or a high-ranking French military officer. And in the event that that's not possible, a member of Congress can present the medal, not award it, but present it. It's awarded by the Republic of France and the people of Normandy. And there is a certificate that goes with it also, and you'll hear more about that. At any rate, when that organization, slowly its members were dying off, and it sort of went asunder, and a few of the American military organizations said, we'd like to see if there's some way we can work it out with the French government to be able to continue this for veterans that we find that did not receive the medal. And the arrangements were made, and in the New York area, the Air Force Association is the approving authority, and they keep all the files and get all the permissions, and in many cases we have difficulties working out certain things, and they are the ones who work with the French government. And their main role also is not only to prepare the materials and check that the ceremonies are going to be proper, but to make sure that everybody is up to snuff in terms of how the ceremonies are performed. So again, I'd like to thank you. You are here at a very valid ceremony. The medal is a very high-level medal. It's not one where somebody says, well, I'd like to have it display on my wall, or I want to give my children a copy of this medal. You cannot get a copy of the medal. It's like our Medal of Honor in the United States. You cannot get a copy of it. You can't get it from stores. You can't get it from a minter, because there's only one certified minter who can make the medal. What I would suggest you do at some point is check the insert about what the medal symbols are all about. It's a beautiful medal, has many, many interesting symbols on it. And thank you again, all of you, for coming and for being a part of this particular event. I'd like to introduce now another United States Army hero, Command Sergeant Major Edwin Murphy, who will be sort of emceeing. We don't have a formal MC, but he'll sort of keep the things moving for the show, or event, I should say. And afterwards, if you can take a few moments, I think that Sergeant Ed would be glad to have you come up and shake his hand. Thank you all for coming.